When Brahma created and populated the earth, he appointed Daksha as the ruler of all living beings on earth, and hence he was called Prajapati Daksha. Upon becoming the Prajapati, it was Daksha's responsibility to populate the earth with sattvic beings to administer everything in the world and establish rules wherever necessary. Abiding by the order of Brahma and Vishnu, Daksha's wife Panchajni gave birth to 10,000 sons. All of his sons were pure in character and morality and were known as the Haryasvas. Ordered by their father to create a more good population, the Haryasvas went in the west direction to the place where the river Sindhu, Indus, meets the Arabian Sea. When Narada Muni saw the boys engaged in such commendable and superior austerities, simply for the sake of the creation of population, he noticed that the Haryasvas brothers were already purified because of living in that holy place and were practically ready for liberation. He thought to himself, why should they be encouraged to become entangled in family life, which is so dark that once having entered it one cannot leave it? With this thought in mind, Narada Muni asked them to reconsider their father's order to be entangled in family life. Narada Muni's purpose was to get the sons of Prajapati Daksha to divert their attention towards spiritual realization instead of involving themselves in the ordinary but complicated affairs of propagation of life. Narada Muni advised the boys that the ultimate goal of this human life is not for ordinary men to beget children, but to be free yourself, and free from the karmic cycle, and be one with the Supreme God, which was the same advice given by Prahlada to his father. The Haryasvas took this advice very seriously and continued their penance, eventually to enlighten themselves and never to return to fulfill Daksha's desires. Prajapati Daksha was sad at the loss of his sons. A morning Daksha was pacified by Lord Brahma with the instruction to try to reproduce more children to fulfill his duty. Daksha and his wife again had 1,000 more sons. These sons were known as the Savalasvas. Prajapati Daksha sent his second group of sons to the same place where his previous sons had attained perfection. He did not hesitate to send his second group of sons to the same place, although they too might become victims of Narada's instructions. At Narayana-Saras, the second group of sons performed penances in the same way as the first group of brothers. They bathed in holy water, and by touching it, all the unclean desires of the flesh in their hearts were purified. They complained about the words that started with Omkara and faced a lot of hardship. Narada Muni again approached these sons of Prajapati Daksha, who were engaged in tapasya to beget children, and spoke enigmatic words to them just as he had spoken to their elder brothers. The second sons of Daksha fell for Narada Muni's philosophy again, and moved in the direction of celibacy and self-enlightenment to free themselves of this mortal world. When Daksha heard that the Savalasvas had also left the world to engage in devotional service, Daksha was angry at Narada Muni. When Daksha met Narada Muni, he became furious, ready to curse the sage. Daksha said that Narada was not a Vishnu Bhakta, as he was ill-intentioned and broke Daksha's family. He cursed Narada to have no residence and keep wandering around the world, just as he made his sons have no home of their own, depriving them of a stable grahasth jivan. When cursed by Prajapati Daksha, Narada Muni said Tad Badham, which means I accept this curse. He could have defended himself and cursed Prajapati in return, but because he was a merciful and tolerant saint, he took no actions and respectfully accepted the curse. Daksha went on to have 24 daughters who would fulfill his duty in the world. His daughters would get married to gods, Saptarishis, and other powerful men of the world.